Hello everyone, welcome back to the Robo Samurai channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Commander Class Rodimus Prime. And this is the Transformers King for War Cybertron trilogy. And let's go on ahead and take a look at the box. Here it is here. It's a very nice big box here. It says Commander Class on it on the side. Here's all the things you need to know about the way it looks. And yeah, there's the side and the top. All of the cool stuff that you'd expect to see. So, and here is the figure himself. He comes with his gun here, and he also comes with this great looking sword. He also has, well, he's got these effects parts here. This is exactly the same one that you get with the Omega Supreme. I think it comes with another one, but it's not blue. It's a different color. It's like orange and black, and when these pieces do come apart, and yeah, they do fit onto the guns and different ports where you can add them. So you can have them add them to the end of these here. Of course, it kind of makes it a little top heavy and makes it want to sag and droop a little bit. Yeah, so they give you this here, and this breaks apart into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So you got those 4 pieces there, and yeah, so there's that, and then they give you two extra ones here. So it's an interesting color choice. Now he also has as well, he also has his trailer, and sometimes I like to just stick this here and just call it a blue Christmas tree. Yeah, so he has that. He also has this matrix effects piece. And you put this on top of the matrix, and it basically, makes it look like he's opening it, or the energy of the matrix is shining forth. So pretty interesting stuff. And this is pretty rigid. I'd have to say these here are a little bit softer plastic, or I guess rubber or something like that. He also comes with these effect parts here, which are, I guess they're supposed to be smoke. And that's kind of an interesting choice here. So you can stick these on here, and it looks like his smokestacks, belching out amazing amounts of carbon dioxide. So yeah, there's that. So let's see here. Should stick, there we go. So it kind of looks like that on that side, and you can put it on this side as well. Let's see here. Like so. So yeah, so he's got that. Now, all the jokes of the blue Christmas tree aside, you can take these 2 pieces here, and you can stick them here in his tailpipes, I guess, in the back, and make it look like he's spitting out, like, I don't know, jet fuel or something. I'm not sure, but that's what you get here. So there's that. But I'm going to go ahead and take these off. He does have, now that we kind of have the trailer out, we can talk about this. There is an accessory tray. That's what these 2 pieces are here. You can kind of pull this accessory tray all the way out, although there are tabs to kind of keep it in. You can kind of pull it all the way out, and this is a place where you can store this matrix piece here, or this matrix effect piece. You can put that right there. You can also put these here. Here the instructions show, yeah, you can just snap those in, so you have a place to store these. And this is exactly where I do keep these, because I really don't use these little black effects pieces. So kind of interesting stuff going on there. There we go. See, like that. It looks like you could put that there, but I mean, it fits. The gun, if folded up, does not fit in here, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, you could loosely throw these in there, and they would stay. And you could close it and put it back into his truck mode, and they'll just rattle around in there. All right, so as long as we're at it, let me go ahead and tilt this down just a bit to get a little bit of an angle on this, so you can see the entire space. There we go. Now, when we take a look at this, this trailer is very much like his G1's trailer, except it has a few extra features, and do notice it has this kind of like, doesn't really want to close all the way at the top here. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It has these pieces here, which kind of swing out of the way when you put the car mode in here, Or I think it's a car mode. I mean, it really is, and we'll take a look at that. Yeah, so that's kind of how that looks. Now you can also open up this trailer right here in the back, and you just can fold this down. You can fold this down here, and there you can have this going on. Can you fit a car in here? Well, maybe. Right now there's weapons storage in here. And if you took that out, which is totally entirely possible to do, you could fit some small cars in there. But let's see here. Can we fit, like, for example, Sunstreaker in there? Well, I don't know. Not without taking that thing. So let's take a quick look here. And we'll open up this trailer. And the way this is supposed to work is you can open this up here. And you can kind of have that open there. And then you can also... open this. I don't think you can pull this down. I don't think so. But you can take this out and see it has it pegged right here. So that's that. But can you fit, let's go ahead and try this equation again. Can you fit a transformer in here? Well, let's take a look. All right. So if you close this up, and yeah, sure. You can put an earthrise vehicle in there and you can hold it. Just one though. And if you got like a core class, you can definitely throw those in there, or smaller Voyager class, you can also put those in there. So it is entirely possible. That's kind of a nice feature to have, and everything else. So let's go on ahead and open this back up. We can do this here and then do this here. Now the idea behind this, and I don't think, yeah, so you can open this and you can fold this down. And it's very much like his G1 counterpart, like his G1 toy. So these here kind of fold out of the way, so that, they're on springs, but they're loose. So they kind of move, so you don't have to really mess around with those. Now, you can take this here, which is very much like his G1 toy self, and you can pull this out, this little peg, which is what I had pegged in before, and you can extend and turn this way, open these up, and you can put these up like so, and then you can stick this in here. And then Rodimus now has a gun platform where he can stand and man it. So let's go ahead and take his sword out and his gun off, and then let's take a look and see how he looks there. He can kind of hold on to these handles, I guess, and then and just man the gun. Well, that's kind of cool, And nice playable value with this if you really want to do that. And that's kind of cool. Yeah, so that's what you got going on there. So interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and get Sunstreaker out of the way. So yeah, that's kind of what you get with the trailer. I don't know if I'll be displaying it because, frankly, the trailers, I mean, they look really good, but they take a lot of shelf space, and I don't know if they really would fit in with anything that I'm displaying. So that's what we got going on there. So let's go ahead and remove Rodimus. And we'll go ahead and take this out, fold these back up, fold this down, and fold this like so. Now, we can also flip out this here, and I think that's so that he can kind of be more, this can be more standalone. Don't recall exactly what the instructions say you can do with this little flipped out peg piece here. So, but it is an option. You can use that, and it will greatly increase your play value if you want to play with it like that. So, let me flip this out. And you can see there's a ton of ports here. I mean, there's just a ton. So you got all of these, all that, and all those. So lots of great options here. So, all right, let's go ahead and close this back up and get this closed back into his trailer mode. Close this, and then let's see if we can't get this up. There. And all right. And let's see here. Maybe open this up a bit. Close this, and then we can close it. There we go. Great. So now we can have him has his trailer right there. So, and again, we have some ports on top. We've got 3 on the top here. We've got 3 on this area and 1 on the side there. Nothing on the back. We do have those 2 ports I pointed out before, so that's kind of nice. Same thing on the other side. So let's go on ahead and put that there. Now let's talk about Rodimus. Now Rodimus is a really interesting figure. Now at first when I saw this figure, I was like, oh well, this is just a like it's similar to Hot Rod, and they're just gonna put that and actually it's not. This figure is it shares a little tiny bit with Hot Rod, but it's not the same. It is quite it's really more of a unique figure and its own thing. So let's take a look at this. He has his shoulders, his arms can go all the way around, except the wing kind of gets in the way. He can go out this far. He can also it's a little bit of a butterfly joint, so that's kind of cool too. So he can kind of look at his wrist, I suppose. Speaking of wrists, his wrists have a swivel. His hand has a finger articulation right here. So yeah, it's got that, and then his fingers, the 3 here right at the knuckle, also bend. So he can do that, and then they can also bend at that whole knuckle right there. So really neat. This allows him to have some really great range here to hold things or have different poses. So very interesting stuff. Same thing on the other side. Like I said, he can hold his rifle. You can get him into, because of that articulation, you can have him I think you can have him hold it like this. Yeah, I mean, and then just get some really cool poses out of him. I mean, that's fantastic, without even trying very hard. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you didn't want him to hold any of that, you could store this on his back or in any of these other areas just by simply folding over this gun. It'll tab into place right there, and then you have that. And you could put it right here. You could put it in the same area on the other side. You could put it on his back as well, although it will hit this here. This second peg will hit that right there, so it's a little bit in the way. As for the sword, similar thing. He can hold it in either one of his hands, as I was showing you earlier, and then if you flip this peg out, you can use this peg to store it on his back. Whoops. You can store it like here. You could store it here. Lots of great options here. So fantastic stuff. So there we go. So neat. I like it. This is an amazing figure. Let's take a look. His head can go 360. It can kind of look down, kind of look up. His eyes are colored blue, a metallic blue. It's kind of easier to see right there. He can do the kind of do the splits. That's about it right there. He can go about that far though. Like a giant run, but his back leg only goes that far from his hip. So he does, of course, have the waist swivel as well, so that's pretty cool. And of course, he has the knee bend over 90 degrees. That's nice. He has ankle tilt and a bit of toe tilt going on there. So lots of great engineering here. There's paint all over here. There's paint here, paint here, paint here, paint here, paint here. And this whole thing here is also painted as well. So this whole back piece, this wing spoiler thing. So there you go. It's also painted there and some silver accents there as well. So very cool stuff. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and get him transformed and see what he looks like. All right. So first thing you want to do is you want to pull on this area right here. Just untab this. This will be tabbed in there, snapped in. You want to open that up. And then we're going to take this, and there's 2 places we're going to untab. You got to be really careful here, but there's a peg, there's a snap-in latch right here. So you want to pull that out, and that's it right there and there. And then also you want to take this and untab that. So this tabs into the windshield. Just kind of getting this ready to transform. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and open this up and pull this forward. And then we can work on the arms. So the arms are going to do this motion. We're going to pull this down. There's a couple of joints here. We've got this joint here. Untab that. And then pull this all the way out. And then straighten it out. And then bring it all the way to the top. Do the same thing with the other side. Okay. There, like that. Now that we have this in this position here, we're now going to rotate this 360 degrees. And it's important to keep this flat back down here because you won't be able to rotate it otherwise. Okay, now let's take the arms. And you'll notice here that you'll have to take this piece, flip that out. And then we're going to take this here, flip this all the way to the back, and then push out like that. So we're kind of straightening that out, and then we're going to pull it like this. So we've basically untabbed this out of here, and then we've untabbed that out of there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to untab, and then we're going to flip around and all the way out like that. Then open this up. And then we're going to turn this all the way around. Great. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so, and then the wheels here, that's another thing. These wheels are kind of faux wheels, so they tab in, they split. So we're going to untab here. See, there's a tab right there. And then pull the wheel out. And then we're going to tab this tab back into the wheel. And so what you should have is a free spinning wheel. And there's that tab we were just talking about. Same thing on this side. Go ahead and pull this open. Do that. Collapse. Great. Now, get these arms kind of straightened out like this. And we will not be thinking about these for the next few minutes. Okay. So, the next thing we want to do is take Rodimus's... Oh, by the way, so we're going to take his chest piece here, and we're going to untab it right here. You see that right there? It's just a little bit, but we need that gap open for the next part. So we're going to pull this over, and then we're going to pull it up like this. And then we're going to take a look here. Now I'm going to pull these down here so that we can do this easier. Flip these out and be careful. These are on just friction joints, so I get a lot of problems with this one. It tends to come out more. Your mileage may vary on that one. Okay, so do that. And then you can go on ahead and move these arms on this black piece here and flip them up like that. And if you look, there's a T-slotted kind of gap right there. And then there is a T-like peg. And that's what we're going to eventually line those up. So let's go on ahead and do that. And do these here. So, and then we can kind of tab those together, and we'll have that piece ready to go. Okay. And then, by the way, so if you look here, there's a tab here, goes into that slot, right? That tab goes into this slot right there. So go ahead and plug those in, and that'll get those ready. Now we're going to take a look at the other part. So now we're here. When we tab this, this is going to turn all the way around like this. Okay. And we're just going to kind of push that forward here. And I think we can go on ahead and tab this. So let's do that. Okay. Now let's work on these legs. Fold the heels in. Actually, you fold the toes in. Do the same thing on this side. And then open this up. And then you're going to have to pull this wheel out by doing that. And then we're going to take this, and this is where we need to take this whole waist and turn it all the way around. All right, so it's kind of a step that I forgot. So, all right, so now we've pulled this out, and then you're going to pull this wheel out because this wheel was pushed in for transformation. So kind of grab this edge and pull it straight out. There. Should be like that. Then we're going to collapse this into the leg. So kind of like this. Move it in this direction. Do that. And now we should be able to, this should tab into the other side of this, right in there. So you'll have to push it in here and then kind of snap that in place. I don't know if it'll snap securely, but it will hold on that tab. Okay, so, all right, let's do the other side. Open this up, pull the wheel out. Thusly, going ahead and collapse this in. Okay, like that. And then going ahead and make sure that this has got to be lined up just right here. You want this to be collapsed so that this joint is right there. Then going ahead, oh yeah, pull the wheel out. You'll need that. I find that to be a little bit tough sometimes. There we go. And then those should line up. Then you can tab these two legs together at the back like that. Okay, now let's finish up this, and we'll go on ahead and pull these over. The arms should tab into here, and then we'll go on ahead and close this panel down. All right, and then so it should look like this. Everything should be lined up to kind of tab everything back together. So we've got these here, align those into place, and then you should see that these line up as well. So do the same thing here. Line these up, and do that. And there. That's what we should have. Then go on ahead, take this, collapse it down, and then these are going to tab. These tabs are going to go into those slots there, and there. All right, and then just it's a matter of making sure all the tabs are secure. So just go on ahead and kind of work with that, and you'll see like there are these two tabs here, and they're going to go underneath there and then go together like that. So all right, so we got that. Oh yeah, and don't forget there is a tab here as well. There. Once you get everything just kind of lined up, you'll see that it all kind of fits together, and you can kind of push all of the tabs in and tighten them all down. And then there is one more thing you have to do, and that's pull this panel over here, and it will tab into the back here, like that. Same thing on the other side. There. Now, once you have all of this ready, then you're going to take, put his accessories aside, you're going to take his trailer, and you're going to put this into the trailer. So this is basically going to go in like this, and then you see this area right here? That's where the latch is going to secure itself. And you can see the latch right here. Okay, let's see if I can get that focused a little bit better for you. There we go. So it's going to kind of go snap when we push this in. All right. Now these should automatically kind of flip out of the way. So there. That's it right there. All right, and there we have Rodimus Prime in his truck mode. We'll call it truck mode. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's a lot more forward than what we remember seeing in the movie models. So this is, it's a lot more forward. However, I don't mind this. I think that it all fits together and it looks really good just sitting here like this. So now it could do a little bit better like this wheel. If I push this down all the way, this wheel will roll like that, see? So, but it seems to be a little bit off and that doesn't roll. However, all this rolls. So you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. This is what it looks like from the underside and the back side, and then the other side upside down. So, yeah. So there he is there. And for comparison, here he is with the Studio Series Hot Rod. And you can see there's a lot of differences here between this and that. They don't. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and pop this out. All right. And you can see that it looks like a bigger car. And that's essentially what it looks. That's what it is. But it's more stylized towards, looking for the truck, I guess. But, interesting thing that they decided to do with this. Because we never knew him to split apart and become a car like this, but I like it. It's not bad. I think in the original G1, he had a whole bunch of legs sticking out in the back, so this actually looks pretty good to me. One thing you can do is you can take this gun here once it's folded up, and you can peg them into these two slots here for storage if you so choose. So I think like this. And that there, and then you can also do the same thing with the sword. If you pop out this peg here, you can stick it in here, and you can kind of keep it there as part of his storage. So yeah, not too bad, actually, not too bad. So there we got it. So what do I think of this figure overall? Well, I think that this figure is probably one of the best Rodimus Primal. Whoops, that's a YouTuber. We were just talking on Patriot Prime's channel, so a little bit. Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime are some of the more iconic characters when it comes to the Transformers, and this is kind of what they've given us. And I think that this Commander class is what they call this. I think this is a really, really good looking figure. I think it's worth the money. I think it's highly articulated, really looks good, has lots of great little accessories that go with it, and yeah, I really enjoy this figure. I dig it. So I do recommend this, especially if you don't have any. I don't have the other two. I think they had two other versions of Rodimus Prime, so that were out there. So I never had either one of those. I think the Masterpiece versions. I don't have the G1, so I think this is a really, really good looking version of it. So there you go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more of my Transformers reviews or model builds, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time.